Hello everyone, welcome in the class of genetics. In the previous class, we have learned about the definition of genetics and some keywords which is frequently used in the genetic study. In this class, we will learn about the Mendel's experimental design, the experiment on the pea plant. So the work of Gregor John Mendel is considered the foundation of modern genetics. In 1843, he was admitted to the Augustinian monastery in Brno. Now it is in Czech Republic. So in 1854, he began a series of breeding experiments with the garden pea, that is Pisum sativum, to learn something about the mechanism of heredity. So we will learn the Mendel's experimental design, cross fertilization, self fertilization in this lecture. So in this lecture, we will cover the introduction of Mendel experimental design, reason behind choosing the pea plant, procedure for crossing of the pea plant, and the 7 characteristics of pea plant studied by the Mendel. So as we know that the Mendel performed his experiment on pea plant, that is Pisum sativum. So in 1854 he began a series of breeding experiment with the garden pea to learn something about the mechanism of heredity. So as a result of his creativity, Mendel discovered some fundamental principles of genetics. So from the results of crossbreeding of the pea plant with different traits involving seed shape, seed color, flower color, Mendel developed a simple theory to explain the transmission of heredity traits from generation to generation. So Mendel had no knowledge of mitosis as well as of meiosis, so he did not know that genes segregate according to the chromosomal behavior. So Mendel reported his conclusion in 1865, but their significance was not fully realized at that time. So Mendel's experimental approach was effective because he made simple interpretation of the ratio of the type of progeny he obtained from his crosses, and because he then carried out direct and convincing experiments to test his own hypothesis. So in this initial breeding experiment, he took the simplest approach of studying the inheritance of one trait at a time. He made carefully controlled matting or crosses between the pea strains that had obvious differences in heritable traits, and most important, he kept very careful record of the outcome of their crosses. The numerical data he obtained that enable him to do a rigorous analysis of the heredity transmission of the traits. Generally, genetic crosses with eukaryotes are done uh, using two diploid individuals that are allowed to produce haploid gametes by meiosis. The fusion of male and female gametes produce zygotes from which the diploid progeny individuals are generated. The phenotype of the parents and offspring are analyzed to provide clue to the heredity of those phenotypes. Mendel did his significant genetic experiment with the garden pea, and the garden pea was a good choice because it fits many of the criteria that make an organism suitable for use in genetic experiments. So, reason behind the choosing pea plant by the Mendel is as follow: as it is easy to grow, it bears flowers and fruits in the same year as seed is planted. It produces a large number of seeds and their fertilization can easily controlled by transferring pollen with a small pen brush. So this pollen could come from the same flower, that is called self fertilization, or it could come from the another plant flowers, so it is called the cross fertilization. This figure present the procedure for crossing the pea plants, and here we can observe that there are two types of phenotypes of pea plant. One has a violet color and another phenotype has a white color flower. So both flower has both type of reproductive organ, that is a stamen and pistil. The stamen is a male reproductive organ and pistil is a female reproductive organ. So at the end of the stamen, anther is present and this anther produce the pollen. It is also called microspore of a flowering plant that germinate to form a male gametophytes, and the pistil, which is a female reproductive organ, which consists the female gametophytes. So for the crossing of the pea plant, we should remove the stamen from one plant before pollen is produced, and we will retain the pistil and ovary, and from the second or other phenotype plants we should collect the pollen from the mature anthers, and the cross fertilization is done by transferring this pollen from the stamen to the pistil, that lead to the development of peas and seeds in the pods. So these seeds are capable to develop a whole plant, and after planting of the seeds we can observe the phenotypes of the offspring. Therefore the cross fertilization, or simply cross, is the fusion of male gamete. In this case we will call it the pollen from one individual, and female gamete, that is eggs, from another individual. So once cross fertilization has occurred, the zygote developed in the seeds. Certain phenotype are analyzed by inspecting the seed themselves. So other are analyzed by examining the plant that grow from the seeds. And the self-fertilization, also called selfing, actually the pea plant normally reproduced by self-fertilization. That is, the anther at the end of the stamen produce pollen, microspore of a flowering plant that germinate to form the male gametophytes, which lands on the pistil which consist the female gametophytes within the same flower and fertilize the plant. Fortunately, the success of his experiments, Mendel was able to prevent the self-fertilization of the pea by removing the stamen from a developing flower bud before their anther produced any mature pollen. So next he took pollen from the stamen of the another flower and dusted them onto the pistil of the emasculated one to pollinate it. Actually, Mendel obtained 34 strains of pea plant that differed in a number of traits. So Mendel observed plant form and their offspring for 2 years as they self-fertilized or selfed and ensured that their outward measurable characteristics remained constant in each generation. So such strains are called true breeding or pure breeding strains. So during this time, Mendel observed 7 different characteristics in the pea plant and each of these characteristics had 2 forms. So also each pair affected one characteristic of the plant which with each member of a pair being clearly distinguishable. So these are the 7 characteristics that include flower and seed coat color, seed shape, pod shape, stem height and flower position. So these are the 7 characteristics of pea plants studied by the Mendel. So first is the seed coat color or flower color. So seed coat color and flower color is encoded by a single gene. That is a single gene is control both of these color properties of the seed coat and flower color. So the seed coat color is gray and white and the flower color is purple or white. Second characteristic is seed color, that is yellow or green. The third characteristic is seed shape. It is smooth or wrinkled. The fourth one is pod color. Pod has 2 types of color, that is green and yellow. And the fifth one characteristic is pod shape. It also has 2 types, that is inflated and pinched. The sixth one is stem height. The stem height can be tall or it may be short. The seventh characteristic is flower position, that is axial position, or the flower position can be the terminal. In the year Mendel spent letting the plant self or selfing, he verified the purity of his plants by confirming, for example, that tall plant had only tall children or offspring and grandchildren and so forth. So because the 7 pea plant characteristics tracked by the Mendel were consistent in generation after generation of the self-fertilization. This parental line of peas could be considered pure breeders, or in modern terminology it is called homozygous for the trait of interest. So Mendel and his assistant eventually developed 34 variety of the pea plants with combination of these consistent characteristics. So Mendel not only crossed pure breeding parents, but he also crossed hybrid generation and crossed the hybrid progeny back to the both parental line. So these crosses are the classical crosses to generate genetically hybrid generations. So in the next class, we will discuss about the principle of uniformity using monohybrid crosses, and we will discuss the reciprocal cross in monohybrid cross. We will understand the dominant and recessive traits as well as alleles. So in the next lecture, we also learn about the production of F1 and F2 generations, and the most important, the principle of segregation, that is first law of Mendel. So Mendel first law, the principle of segregation, it states that the two member of a single gene pair, which is also called allele, it's segregated from each other in the formation of gametes. We also learn about Mendel's second law, that is the principle of independent assortment, and this principle states that the pair of allele which is located on different chromosomes that segregate independently in the formation of gamete during meiosis process. So Mendelian principle apply to all eukaryotes. And the study of inheritance of genetic trait in human is more difficult because controlled cross cannot be done within the ethical bounds. So instead, human geneticists examine the genetic trait by pedigree analysis. That is, by following the occurrence of a trait in a family tree in which the trait is segregating. So thank you all to listen me, and you are all welcome to join our next class. Thank you very much.